All right, Simply Bitcoin. We break down the news from Twitter, the Daily Fail, the meme review, software releases, the websites by plebes. Drop us a like and subscribe. All right, going to the numbers. All right, so the current block height is 671,886. The current Bitcoin price, 47,660. Chain rewrite days, 614 total. Lightning capacity, 1,087.53 BTC. Bitcoin versus gold market cap 7.56, and sats per dollar were back up above 2K, 2096.
2096. Awesome, man.
Just slightly back up above 2K.
Numbers are looking good. It's a consolidation day. I don't blame it. I'm not bored. You know, we just had this huge movement upwards. I think it's quite normal that we consolidate. I heard from a friend this morning that $6 billion worth of shorts were liquidated this morning. And that's the highest in history, in Bitcoin history. So I thought that was really interesting. And I think that's a really good lesson. Dude, just dollar cost average. What are you doing trying to sell and short and all these, it's so easy. Just dollar cost average. And then you won't get liquidated like all those poor fools this morning. Anyways, Phil, it's time for
the Daily Fail. So today's Daily Fail is brought to us by Cryptopia. Well, it's actually CoinDesk that reported on it, but it is the Cryptopia exchange that was currently in liquidation. Okay, so for the people who don't know what Cryptopia is, it's just a real legit shitcoin exchange. And when I say legit, I don't mean good. I mean that's what it is. It's a shitcoin exchange. And it had the absolute shitcoin of shit, like the shittiest of shitcoins there. Okay? Like if you could imagine there's like different levels of garbage, like it had the absolute steaming hot garbage of garbage. Anyways, so while they're in liquidation, right? While it's dead now, it's finished. While they're in liquidation, they got hacked again. So,
God.
That's the end of that. Maybe.
I mean, but you could learn from that, right? You could just say like, dude, like this, not your keys, not your Bitcoin, right? Yeah. Like, you could have the shittiest, because there's a lot of big exchanges that are shitcoin exchanges as well. Like, Coinbase being one of them. And, if you've ever bought Bitcoin on Coinbase, that example is just a really good reason as to why you should always withdraw anything that you have on an exchange or some type of service that you don't own the keys exclusively to. You need to withdraw that, and then you won't run into those problems. But yeah, you're right. Cryptopia was the bottom of the barrel shitcoin casino. You're absolutely right.
I'm trying to remember some of the stuff that was on there.
It was terrible. It was like all the vegetables, the yam and sushi, DeFi bullshit.
Like experience points.
Yeah.
And XP, I think that was the ticker for that garbage. And there was this other one. Oh my gosh. I don't know if it was Pack Coin. Could be wrong. Like... there was like 9 trillion of them or something like that. And anyways, all kinds of garbage. I could be thinking about the wrong coin. Who cares?
No, I agree. But it was.
But it's just like total garbage.
Cryptopia was total garbage. Phil, it's time for
the Daily Meme Review.
All right, everybody. The meme for today is brought to us by a Simply Bitcoin meme lord. This was one of the meme lords that started the laser ray until 100K. Go follow him at MTCBTC. Anyways, let's check out the meme by Micro Chad. Oh, dude, it's epic. It's epic. Okay, it's very deep.
Very.
It's very deep. It's kind of describing. Okay, man, Phil, I really love that because I love the source material behind that meme, and it's super epic. The guy that refused to do the salute was August Landmesser, and unfortunately he didn't do the salute because he was sleeping with the Jewish girl at the time. So he disagreed with that whole movement. But anyways, I think that's like a perfect representation, that photo in itself and him being immortalized in that way. It's a perfect representation of what's going on with the Bitcoin movement right now. It's just, you see the sheep plugged into the matrix, following the narrative, the mainstream narrative, and then you see a few Bitcoiners out in the crowd, just with their laser eyes, just it's awesome meme. It didn't make me laugh, but I love the source material. I have a weak spot for that, so I'm gonna give it the good score of 11. What about you, Phil?
Very nice. All right, so I guess we're going away from the numbers already. Thought we were gonna wait, but anyways.
I wanted to catch you off guard, but I'll give that a number for today. Dude, I still like the number system, dude. We got to do both.
I don't know if we can do both. It's got to be one or the other. We can't have both.
Okay, well, for today I'm going to give that a 9.5. Yeah.
Very nice. All right, a lemon and a 9.5. I'm going to refrain from giving it an object, but yes, I agree. The source material, very strong, obviously very symbolic. And, regardless, put history aside, right? Just take that scene completely out of context. It still means something, right? It doesn't matter what the context is even for that scene. It illustrates the point right there. So anyways, I'm going with a 9 on it. It's true. I have to admit, the laughter does become a sweet spot for memes. But very strong messaging.
I agree. The messaging there was it was so strong because it used good source material based on a historical event, an epic historical event. I completely agree. Phil, that being said, it's time for
the Daily News, sponsored by Crypto Cloaks.
All right, everybody. The news for today. Man, the Tether FUD, I think, officially died today. That might be a little bit of an exaggeration, but the biggest threat that I saw, and maybe, Phil, you disagree with me, to Tether was this huge case by the New York Attorney General's office and that Bitfinex account that's super infamous on Twitter saying, like, Bitcoin's all a scam because Tether it just prints unlimited amount of Tether that buys the Bitcoin. It's all been debunked to Tether FUD so many times, but I think it actually died today. Because the last piece of ammunition those guys had was this New York attorney lawsuit. It was going to uncover the truth. Well, guess what? The New York Attorney General's office decided to settle for 18.5, and more importantly, Bitfinex and Tether, they don't have to admit any wrongdoing. So they didn't admit to any of this bullshit that the Tether fathers are saying. And they paid, almost $20 million as part of the settlement. So, the New York Attorney Generals could, I guess, shut up and feel some sense of pride, right? So, I guess that's the end of the Tether FUD. Here's the official announcement from the New York Attorney General's office, and it kind of goes into the details, the legalese. We will put that down in the link description. Phil, what do you think? Is this officially the end of the Tether FUD?
So, I mean, listen, you've seen what it's like, to go back and forth with BSVers and Bcashers and stuff like that. I don't think it's going to be any different for, the people that need to push the Tether FUD narrative as part of their scam. So, I mean, we've seen, like, look, we're seeing zombie arguments against Bitcoin come back that have been debunked so many times over. There's websites dedicated to debunking them, and these people are still using these arguments. So look, maybe it kills off some Tether FUD, but I think I just think it's,
it'll persist.
Scammers are scammers, and they're going to use whatever they can, even if it doesn't make any sense,
Scammers are scammers, and all they want is your Bitcoin. Everyone wants your Bitcoin. Trust no one. You're absolutely right, Phil. And the next piece of news, this was pretty freaking awesome. Just stick with me. Square buys $170 million more Bitcoin. I love how they write crypto holdings. No. It's not crypto holdings. It's Bitcoin. It's exclusively Bitcoin holdings. But I love the quote that they said. If I could find it, but essentially, here it is. Aligned with the company's purpose, Square believes that Bitcoin is an instrument of economic empowerment economic empowerment. Yes, I got rid of the cryptocurrency and I replaced it with Bitcoin because don't pay attention to what they say, pay attention to what they do. And what are they doing? They're only buying Bitcoin. So Square believes, and they're putting their wallet where their mouth is, believes that it's an economic empowerment that I absolutely agree. And you're starting to see, and we have some insider information that a couple Fortune 500 companies by the end of the year, on top of Tesla, should announce that they hold some reserves in Bitcoin, which is absolutely bullish. So it just looks like this institutional game is just warming up. And Michael Saylor, of course, the CEO and founder of MicroStrategy, which has also been the lead proponent of corporations buying Bitcoin, went on Squawk Box this morning. And I'll read you the quote: Bitcoin is going to flip gold, and then it's going to subsume the entire global, the entire gold market cap. He thinks earlier on, we've heard him say at the Bitcoin for Corporations meeting that he had online, that he thinks that eventually Bitcoin will reach $100 trillion market cap. But the significant part of this, Phil, is the fact that he's willing, remember, this is the CEO that's accountable to his shareholders, and he's willing to go on CNBC, the Boomer Finance television network, right? On Squawk Box, which is a very good show, which I actually like, and say this. Check this out.
There's a $500 trillion monetary planet, and the outer layer is currency. Then you've got stocks, bonds, real estate. There's $10 trillion worth of gold in there, 1 trillion in Bitcoin. The Bitcoin is going to flip gold, and it's going to subsume the entire gold market cap. Then it's going to subsume negative yielding sovereign debt and other monetary indexes until it grows to $100 trillion. Once it gets to 10 trillion, its volatility will be dramatically less. And as it marches toward 100 trillion, you're going to see the growth rates fall, the volatility fall, and it's going to be a stabilizing influence in the entire financial system of the 21st century.
So, listen, look, disclosure, okay, because first disclosure is, look, Michael Saylor just put essentially his company's future in the gamble, because essentially that's what it is, of purchasing Bitcoin. Okay, so that's why he's doing that. But the fact that the CEO of a publicly traded company feels like he has enough information to believe in that bet, right, should tell you everything there needs to know. Right. And the fact that Twitter Square, which has the same CEO as Twitter, is willing to kind of increase their bet. And so is Tesla. And so is some other companies coming down in the pipeline. Man, this looks legit, Phil. That's why I say I feel like it's legit. Of course, we are biased on Simply Bitcoin, but man, I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to be extremely effing bullish right now. Calm me down a little bit, Phil. What do you think?
Okay, so a couple of points on the Square thing. It's exactly what you said, right? Don't look at what they say, look at what they do. They always say cryptocurrency because they want to be inclusive, right? But what are they doing? They're only buying Bitcoin. So nobody cares. Okay, like, doesn't matter that they're saying cryptocurrency, that's not what they mean. They only mean Bitcoin, okay? The other thing, right, that we're talking about, I mean, look, of course, Michael Saylor, I mean, look, it's a publicly traded company. They know exactly what his holdings are. I think it's actually, you know what? This is one of those times where the system is actually working properly in a way. Because you can see what he holds. He's being, he's being rightfully very protective of his investment. Hey, look, you know what? Right now, he's on our team.
We know in Bitcoin that tends to be highly volatile. Heroes become villains, and it's just happened to so many. Trace Mayer being one of them. That just, they all of a sudden they're in, they're the new Bitcoin Chad, and then they start shitcoining, or they start doing some other shady stuff. Nassim Taleb also lately that Phil, you had an awesome, great fail on. Just, man, don't look at him as your hero, but he is definitely an ally of Bitcoin at the moment. That being said, Phil, there was a software release today. Why don't you tell everybody about it?
Software releases. Looks like we've got Ride the Lightning version 0.10.1 that was released, and that is down below in the show notes.
Awesome. Thank you, Phil. All right, guys, that was our show. We hope you enjoyed it. It really, really helps us. Please, if you like the video, of course, don't forget to smash that like button. And, guys, if you love the video, if you love this channel, if you love this format, don't forget to subscribe. And, of course, we will see you tomorrow for a brand new episode of Simply Bitcoin.